Is it right that everyone can have the right to vote? This is certainly a provocative question, because the idea that not everyone can have the right to vote could create some annoyance, especially if you think that the possibility of voting is a right won by the people through struggles and sacrifices, and that it represents the symbol of every democratic country. But if we deviate for a moment from the importance that the freedom to vote has from a democratic point of view, and consider what it really entails in objective terms, then perhaps we may find this right not as fair as has been thought so far. The political vote is an expression of the individual and of society on the will and orientation that the people feel they want to undertake. The political elections, therefore, that see several candidates from different political parties participate to be elected by the people as the new leaders of the country, serve precisely to channel the free will of the people on how they want to live in their country and what rules must be adopted. So far it all seems very nice, except for the fact that the candidate who gets the most votes represents only a part of society, and that is the one that is in the largest number of voters. This means that in the case of two candidates, for example, the one who obtains at least 51% of the votes will become the new leader of the country. 51% of the votes is practically only half of the people, or at least of the voters. If we also add to this aspect the fact that many of those who vote could vote only for an emulative process, such as family, sympathy, or simply to fill out the ballot paper and thus receive the social benefits attributed to voting, we can understand how the right to vote or the voting system presents many inconsistencies. To give a more practical example, an extremely cultured person with a high degree of knowledge even in political matters can see his vote annulled by any illiterate who decides to vote for whatever comes to mind, just because the television has managed to convince him. I wanted to address this issue to highlight how many social cornerstones that we call rights can be a real social damage without an adequate mechanism that regulates them. From my point of view, not everyone should have the opportunity to vote, but only those who are officially recognized as true connoisseurs of political, social, historical, and communicative dynamics. I hope that this topic will not be misunderstood as with some discriminatory form, but rather understood and shared. The video ends here. If you leave a comment to let me know your opinion, you also help the channel to grow and position itself better on the YouTube platform. I thank you and see you soon. Goodbye.